In a world where morality is gray, the Thunderbolts navigate their complex pasts and question what it means to be a hero. The movie begins with a girl named Yelena, who works as a secret agent for C.I.A. agent Valentina. But despite this, she does not see any purpose in her life. She feels as if she is living in a void, living in a world where there is nothing but darkness. This is because her sister had died. Here we see Valentina in a press conference and who is accused of doing a secret experiment to turn humans into superhumans, which is illegal.
Ox Group maintains significant holdings in unregulated labs in foreign countries and rumored human experimentation.
Valentina only says in her defense that she is just trying to save this world, because now the Avengers will not come to save this world. The court decides that every institute under Valentina should be investigated, after which it will be decided to punish her or to consider her innocent. Here we see Yelena in a research center in Malaysia. She came here to erase evidence against Valentina. All the labs in which Valentina was working were destroyed by secret agents, and this was the last lab. Yelena scares the scientist to an extent that he kills himself, after which Yelena herself comes out of the building and destroys this building with a remote control bomb.
Assignment is complete. What's next?
After completing her mission, Yelena goes to her stepdad, Alexei, and tells him about her sad life. Alexei advises her that, why don't you do missions that serve a special purpose? Missions that could give benefit to other people, and in return, earn her appraisal. Yelena liked Alexei's advice, and then she talked to her boss and refused to do any more secret missions. Valentina agrees, but on one condition, that she has to do a secret mission for the very last time, after which she is free to be herself. She gives her the address of a secret vault, and tells her that an agent named Eva Starr is inside that vault, who has the power to make herself disappear. She is stealing our secret research from that vault, and you have to stop her and finish her. Yelena agrees for the mission, and in a short while, we are seen near that vault. When she goes inside the vault, she does not see Eva anywhere, but a boy, John, attacks her. And at the same time, another agent comes here and attacks John. On the other side, Eva also comes out and attacks this agent and kills him. For a while, Yelena was confused about what was happening here. A frightened boy then comes in front of her, and then all the doors of the vault also close.
Is he actually Oh.
Yelena realized that Valentina had cheated on her. Through all these agents, she got rid of all the evidence against her. And now, she wants to kill them, only because these are the people who know the truth about Valentina. Yelena tells all the agents present there that Valentina has conspired against them to kill each other. John, Yelena, and that frightened boy, who was found in this vault, were trapped inside the vault. But when Eva, the ghost, tries to get out of here, it turns out that she is also trapped here, like a sound wave. On the other side, Valentina is shown. She orders for the vault to be blasted. Inside the vault, these people are also trying to get out of here. Yelena had made a plan that they will first rescue Eva out of it. To get her out, they start looking for the battery of the sound barrier here. On the other end, Valentina turns on the time bomb from behind. But fortunately, these people had already found the battery of the sound barrier and deactivated it. And in this way, Eva comes out of the vault and opens the door and rescues all three of them. Now, when Valentina gets the news that they are all alive, she looks through a CCTV. She also sees Bob, the frightened man who was found in the vault. Valentina didn't know about him, so she immediately asked her assistant to get more information about him. And at the same time, she tells some other secret agents to kill those other secret agents. But she didn't know that her driver was actually Yelena's dad, Alexei. Alexei had figured out her entire plan and the location of the vault. Inside the vault, John asks the boy what he was doing there. So he replies that he doesn't remember anything, except that he donated blood for a medical study. After that, he gained consciousness in front of them only.
One minute I was, getting my blood drawn for this medical study, and the next I'm here, in my pajamas. I don't know what's happening.
John thought that Bob was lying, so he started hitting him, but Yelena stops the fight between them and says that this cannot go on. If they have to get out of there, they will have to work as a team. John breaks a wall to get out of there and makes his way to the lift. But the lift was also closed due to the power cut. John gives everyone the idea that we can go up by joining our waist with the waist. On the other hand, Valentina finds out that Bob was the person on whom her experiment tests were done. All the test subjects were killed, but if Bob is alive, then one of her experiments has been successful on Bob. Knowing this, she is very surprised and approaches the vault herself. These people somehow climb up the lift and see that the people of Valentina have come to kill them. Valentina had told her people that they have to catch those four alive. She goes inside the vault by making a small blast outside the gate. Inside, Yelena explains to that man named Bob that if you want to stay alive, you have to stay behind me. Bob was looking very worried here and said to Yelena that he thinks this is happening because of one of his bad deeds. Yelena calms her down and explains that they all have suffered something very bad in life or have done something bad. While they were talking, their enemies came inside. They heard the sound of beating. As they came outside, they saw that John had dropped all the incoming enemies at once. Here, Valentina sends another group of her men behind them.
Next team up. Get in there.
At this time, Yelena, who was a great fighter, saves Bob from these people and kills them all. And then John comes in front of them. They had to get out of there now. So Yelena and others wear the uniform of the people of Valentina and come out in disguise. They were going to run away from here in a car, but a guard stopped them. A dispute begins between John and that guard. Bob distracts them by coming out of the car. He takes a gun and fires it in the sky. This diverts everyone's attention towards him. He wanted to tell everyone something, but the guard thought he was a threat to all of them. That's why all the guards fired bullets at him. Valentina tried stopping them from behind because she wanted to see how successful her experiment was. But now, her experiment had become a pile of death. Yelena and John are also sad to see this. But taking advantage of the opportunity, they all run away from here. On the other hand, we are shown Bob, who was still alive despite being shot by thousands of bullets. He was alive again, and all the bullet wounds were completely healed. The soldiers fire bullets at him again, and then start flying in the air like a rocket. He levitated in the clouds, thinking for a few seconds, and then suddenly fainted there. Because of the gravity, he drops down fast such that Yelena and John's car flipped. Yelena, John, and Eva were very surprised to see this man and his strength. Then John told them that this was Yelena's experiment to make a superwoman, and John came to the vault to lay evidence against it. Now, everyone is very surprised to know this. In the morning, Valentina asks her assistant to take Bob alive from here. And on the other hand, she orders the other 3 secret agents to be killed. Alexei had also arrived there. Yelena was surprised to see him. Then, Alexei told her that he had heard Valentina's plan to kill her, and from her conversation he also found out about this vault. He came to tell her that her life is in danger. They have known this since yesterday. These people were about to leave from here in Alexei's car, but Valentina's people came and started shooting at them. John also tried to save them using his shield, but his shield was no longer working. These people would have died, but from behind, a hero entered. He shot at them and destroyed Valentina's people's cars. In the other scene, we are shown Valentina and Bob in the watchtower. Bob was very worried about his situation. Seeing Valentina, he gets even more scared. He starts hurtling bad things to her. So Valentina explains to him that she has made her boring life so good. Now, he has more power than 100 people. He can do anything. While saying this, Valentina touched his hand, and as soon as she touched him, she reached the void. She reached the dark world of her thoughts, where she remembered her childhood terror when her enemies shot her dad and killed him. Then she raises her hand and asks her assistant to hold a press conference.
Let's get the press here in the morning. It's time to show everyone what I've been working on.
Here on the other side, we are shown that the man who helped those 4 was now holding them captive. He tells these 4 that you have to testify against Valentina. These people agree with him, but ask him to leave them for now. It is very important for them to stop Valentina. They told him about Valentina and all her experiments through which Bob had become very powerful. But this man doesn't believe them. That's when this man gets a call from Valentina's assistant, who tells him that Valentina is going to hold a press conference about Bob. He understood that Valentina had made something very dangerous, which could have put the world in danger. That's why he turns to these people and asks for their help to end Valentina. This man's name is Buggy. Yelena tells Buggy that they are not good people like him, so how are they worth to be a savior? Buggy told them he was just like them before, and he did wrong things, but then he became better and started only good missions. And if they support him, then they will be able to live with their heads up. Upon hearing this, everyone is ready to support him. On the other hand, Valentina is shown training Bob. She was teaching Bob to control everything with the power of his mind and body. This team goes to Valentina's watchtower to catch her, where they first fight with Valentina's guards, and then the voice of Valentina is heard in the speaker. And she says, "You guys come up. I was already waiting for you." When these people go up, Valentina puts a uniform on Bob in front of them and tells that this Bob has more power than 10 Avengers.
All-powerful, invincible, stronger than all of the Avengers rolled into one, and soon to be known as Earth's mightiest hero.
Valentina says that she has named it Sentry, and Valentina has welcomed all these people here. Valentina has done this because she has held a press conference in a while, in which her Sentry will fight with all these people to show off his strength. Seeing his good work, the allegations and restrictions put on her will also end. Yelena felt all this was very wrong. She tried to explain to Sentry that you don't do this. On the contrary, he began to explain to Yelena that you should also join Valentina's team. Listening to this, Alexei got angry and he attacked Sentry, but Sentry's slight push was enough to bring him down to the wall. Now, all these people attack Sentry together, but Sentry stops them all by showing his hand, and they all fall. Seeing this, Yelena realizes that they all can't beat Sentry, even together. To save their strength for later, all these people decide to leave. Valentina orders Sentry to beat them all. He tells Valentina that he won't do anything like that because they don't have the strength to face him and that they are not a threat to him. He refused to obey her commands. He asks Valentina to beat them herself because her problem is not his. Yelena and all her friends were below. Yelena was feeling like a loser and calls everyone a loser and leaves. Everyone felt disappointed by her words. Alexei goes behind to convince her. On the other hand, Sentry was feeling all-powerful, so he starts considering himself as a god. And seeing this, Valentina understood that now he is becoming a threat to them. That's why Valentina decides to kill him with her kill switch, but Sentry senses this and grabs her throat to stop her. Valentina drops the kill switch from her hand, while Sentry was strangling Valentina's throat. Before Valentina dies, Valentina's assistant picks up the kill switch and presses a button, with which we see that Sentry doesn't die, but goes into a void. He went into a dimension where there are only shadows and negativity, or we can say that his existence in this world was like a shadow. He flies and goes into the sky, and when the guard shoots him, he turns him into a shadow by pointing his hand. Some people had come to attack him from the helicopter. He turns them into a shadow and kills them too. And like this, the helicopter crashes down. And since the helicopter crashed on a building, the building also broke and fell down. And the lives of innocent people were in danger. Yelena and her entire group started saving people's lives here. While saving everyone, they made their place in everyone's hearts. Everyone starts clapping for them, which makes them feel very good. Sentry started making the people here a shadow with his shadow. He started spreading negativity and darkness all over. It wasn't easy to kill him, and Yelena didn't know this. That's why she surrendered herself to the void. She surrendered herself to this negativity, and she also became a shadow. Seeing this, Alexei went crazy with grief.
No, 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 no! Come on. Oh, come on.
She wanted to go here and talk to Bob, but as soon as she regained consciousness in the dark world, she was shown her worst memory first, where she was the cause of the death of a little girl. She couldn't get out of this memory for a long time, and as soon as she left, she had another bad memory. She had to meet Bob and was constantly looking for Bob here, and she finally saw Bob. Here Yelena talks to Bob and says, "Why didn't he stop all this?" Then Bob tells him that it's not him. It is the negativity inside him because of his loneliness. Here Yelena also sees Bob's sad memories of his past, where his dad used to be very cruel to him. Seeing this, Yelena felt very bad for him, and she sat down and held Bob's hand. That's when the negativity started killing them both. And before it kills them both, all their other companions also reach here. Fighting their own past, they decide that they have to get Bob out of this world, for which they have to fight all Bob's bad memories.
Okay, how do we get out of here?
Wait, you said that this was the nicest room you found and the others were way worse, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, show us the worst.
Yelena and Bob agree, and they fight all Bob's bad memories. Finally, they reach that memory, when there was an experiment on it in Valentina's lab. In this memory, sitting on the experiment table, they don't see Bob, but a void. They see the negative person inside Bob, because of which Bob decides to fight this himself. But he didn't know that by hitting him, he will also become a void. Before he turns completely black, Yelena grabs him from behind and makes him realize that he is not alone. Everyone else also gets out of the negativity bravely and grabs Bob. They promise him that he will always be with him. When Bob believes that he is not alone in this world, then all of a sudden, the negativity inside him becomes less. And the void, the The negative person inside him also ends. The darkness that he had spread in the world also ends here. The light starts coming back to the world. The people who were shadowing also become human again. One interesting fact was that Bob had a disease of forgetting everything, so now he had forgotten everything. Now, when the whole group was together, they decide to kill Valentina. They see that Valentina was near a curtain, and as soon as Yelena comes to kill her, she sees that behind the curtain, Valentina had arranged a press conference. She brings this group in front of everyone and introduces them as new Avengers, and says that all the accusations against her were wrong. She tells them that she has been working on this project for years. Yelena understood how cunningly she handled this. She threatened Valentina in her ear quietly, but then she was happy because now finally, in return for her missions, she would also get credit and people's love.
We own you now.
In the post-credit scene of the film, it is shown that now these Avengers got a new threat through the satellite from which they will have to fight now. This marks the end of this explanation. If you liked this explanation, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.